I have started.
I have started.
All right, Dave, say hi.
Hi, MT. Say hi.
Ah, hello. So, welcome to what are we gonna call this? The Dave TrippelDash podcast or what?
Dave TrippelDash, Damangus podcast. I'm not really sure
We'll
what we're
think
going
of
to call
something.
it.
We'll think of
We'll give
something
it a
fun.
cool name later.
Yeah, we'll call it the Apocalypse podcast. That actually sounds kind of cool.
That does sound nice.
The
Let's go with that for
podcast.
now.
No, yeah, sure. Apocalypse. Yeah. Okay, so we're here to talk about Damangus and how it's created and whatnot. Um, we have a little list here. So let's talk about how it was created because it's been so long I barely remember it, but I do
Oh,
remember
I
it.
remember it so well. I
So
remember it very well.
so at the time of Dominguez's creation, I was we me and sorry Dave, I'll cut that out. Um, we were working on I had the series Crazy Carl on the Kittle Skits channel, and I was trying to think of uh, ideas for Crazy Carl. I was like, I turned to Dave and I was like, so I want your help with something, all right? Either A, you're going to either A, suggest an idea for Crazy Carl, or B, come up with a new series idea. And then I completely forgot that I recommended the series idea because I immediately started thinking of Crazy Carl ideas. And then you turned to me and you were like, Last
Last
Man
man
Alive.
alive.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
remember.
and then we just kind of were. You thought I was crazy. You're like, that doesn't make sense. Crazy Carl can't be the last man alive.
And you were like, well, you're stupid. I'm talking about a new series. And then I was like, that could work. I was like, that
Yeah,
sounds really good. And then, like, we started thinking of ideas. I don't
I thought
remember.
it was great.
I don't
What
remember
was
our.
great is that we came up with the idea, and then we had all of our footage filmed within like 2 hours.
Wow. I don't remember that, but
Like
I believe it.
we wasted like no time. Like literally, we went into the garage. We were like, "This will be where we'll start." And then we just never left. We're like, "This is the bunker. This is gonna work."
I don't remember this, but I believe it. Did we just? I was like, all right, costume time. All right, here's a hat, a wig. Just here's a broom.
Well, we knew we had to get different costumes. Like I needed a costume, and I grabbed your David Bowie wig, and I just threw it on. And then I grabbed the hat because it wasn't fitting quite right, and I threw that on over top of it. Well, then you were like, "You look awesome."
You look like a homeless man. This is perfect.
Yeah, and then you started filming, and you were like, "What are you gonna say?" And I was like, "I don't know." And then you started filming, and we just kind of went with it. Like you didn't know, neither of us knew what the name of the character was until I said it, because it just kind of like rolled off the tongue. I was
No,
like,
no. Remember,
"I'm Damangus."
we looked up because we were like, we want his name to start with a D. So we looked up D
Yeah,
names.
yeah,
I don't remember
but
what the original name we picked was, but that was not Damangus. It was something similar. And
no,
then
I
we,
don't remember what we picked, but I picked Damangus and just said it, and it
yeah.
works.
I'm starting to remember this now. I started recording, and then you were just like, "Hello, I am Damangus," and then we just kind of went with it. Like we didn't really think about it. But
Yeah,
right before then, I remember we were sitting there thinking because I was like, "We need to have an inanimate object for you to be friends with, and we can't use a ball because that's been done to death,
yeah,
like
yeah.
a
Of
million times,
course.
like alone crazy people. We need something else." And then like I
Yeah.
found
Then
found the pug
you found a
mask.
Phil. Yeah.
Well, how did we come up with that name? I don't remember
I
where
don't
the
know. I don't.
King
I have
Phil
no
the Fifth
idea.
of Barkingham. Yeah,
I have no idea.
I can't remember.
I
But
think I just kind of came up with that, like on the fly, just like Damangus.
yeah, I'm sure of it.
Cause I was just like, this is King Phil. But then I like did all those like pauses while I was saying his name.
Because you were thinking of
Well, then
stuff.
yeah, then like that dramatic pause at the end that you just cut out.
Yeah,
Let me, come on, I need to go show you around. You know,
yeah.
that
I
was very interesting.
I'm now realizing how much of the first episode was very much improv. I'm starting to remember this now. The best joke of that was entirely improv, and that was the
Yeah, yeah,
is
the
a
wizard.
wizard. Yeah,
Yeah, it's because I was eating the pizza and I was trying to really stay in that mood of like being completely insane,
yeah.
last man alive. But then I saw Santa Claus, and I was like, the wizard. And then you were like, we have to use that. We filmed it.
I was sitting in the room, and you walked in, and then you pointed at it. You said, "It's a wizard," and that made me laugh so hard. I was like, "We need to use that."
Yeah, that was great.
Oh, that was good. Do you remember us filming the part where you're like, "This house looks good," and then when I told you to do it, you were like, "I don't understand, but hopefully this turns out good by the end." And I think it was fine. It didn't really scare a lot of people, but I think it was fine.
Dude, it scares all of my friends. But what I do just to mess with them is I'll tell them like beforehand, like this is where everybody gets really scared. It's really scary if it's quiet. Well, then they'll turn the volume up. And it makes it that much better because I told them it's gonna scare you.
Yeah.
And then they're like, dang it got me.
Yeah, I want to talk about how the editing came to be, because if you've ever seen the Damangus series, good lord, the editing is so weird. Like, with the transitions and just random glitchiness happening, like, it's so weird.
That's like my favorite part. It's just all the glitching, like...
I like in the beginning, there's like, part. There's a nuclear blast. Blast.
Yeah. I don't know why you did that or how you did it, but I freaking love it.
I don't remember it. I don't edit in iMovie. It was in an old version of iMovie, so I don't know if it'll even work.
Oh yeah.
But
I don't know.
The reason those were there is because there was a joke that there was a couple of jokes that were cut out because something I'm the director. Oh, god dang it. Dave is the actor. Don't worry, I'll cut that out. I'm the director, Dave is the actor. And whenever we're filming, I will sometimes tell him, like, your voice, because as you can tell listening to Dave right now, his voice sounds very, it's not like the Damangus voice. Like, it's not deep and, like, oh, all the time. There's sometimes where...
I don't sound like this.
Yeah, it doesn't normally sound like that. There'd be some times where he'd be...
it's just for the fun of it.
There'd be some times where he would, like, accidentally use his real voice for a joke. And I didn't like that, but whenever we filmed it, because most of it was improv, when I was editing it, some of the jokes, he would go into his normal voice, and I was like, this seems ridiculously out of character, even though, to be honest, we didn't really have a character, but I was like,
yeah,
this seems very weird to me, and it kind of, the joke isn't really that funny, so what I did was I cut it out, but then it was weird because suddenly there's just a moment cut out, and I was like, that'd be dumb. I need to put something in between here, and that's how the weird transitions came to me, because I needed to have a transition that matched the tone, and it really gives it like a nice atmosphere.
It really does. I love the glitching. It just confuses so many people, and they're like, "What is going on?" And I'm just like, "That's just amazing." Okay, don't disrespect that. That's art.
There's several scenes where, like, it plays a clip that it has no context to anything, and you're like, what was playing there? What did I just see? And then it's never explained.
But remember in let's see, the third one, there's like that one glitchy part at the beginning that is actually just a glitch from another portion that we play later on.
Yeah.
From me like, no! King Phil's an amazing yoga master!
Yeah. There's a lot of things like that where I'll just throw in something that happens later. In the second one, whenever you, like, leave the bunker to go get the substitute, when I was filming that, I realized I had to move the camera down, so I had to cut that out because it was kind of weird seeing the camera move. So I put a transition in between there, and in the transition you could see Damangus pulling out the knife, which hasn't happened yet. A lot of things like that.
I've seen a lot of that stuff, like, that happens later in this episode!
Which makes it kind of confusing because you're like, what was the clip I just saw? That was weird. And then it pops up later and you're like, oh.
I think it's awesome that it's there, though.
Yeah. So do we have any bloopers from the first one? Because we never uploaded a behind the scenes of the first one.
No, I don't think we did. Because, like, honestly, a lot of what we did, we were just like, oh, that was garbage. And then after we finished, like, and we got it on YouTube, we just kind of got rid of the rest, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I don't remember. I remember there was
because I know we did the bloopers for the second one, but the first one we were just like, all right, cool, we got all we need. Everything else just garbage.
Yeah, the first one there was jokes that I cut out, like when he's saying there was a nuclear blast. Right after that, he says, "Leveled 9 cities," all within close proximity to each other, but 9 cities. That was it was a good joke, but something about it I didn't like, so I cut it. And then there was the joke where you throw the broom
I
at him.
forgot that joke.
Yeah.
Oh wait, yeah, the part where I throw the broom and I just like give an explanation, but we had to cut that.
You say
I remember cutting that out
because it was you saying he's got a force field. I gotta get out of here, and I cut out the force field part, which made it kind of funnier because he throws it and he goes, I have to get out of here.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's awesome that part was cut just because it makes him seem like even more crazy.
Yeah.
Which is perfect for his character.
But in the second one, the bloopers, I don't remember that well. I just remember there were a lot of parts where we squirted ketchup at you.
Yeah, I remember.
Times.
Honestly, I'll watch those bloopers and I'll see me like step back like, oh dang it, and then I'll remember, oh yeah, freaking Maggie sprayed me in the crotch.
My sister helped with that video. She also played the dead girl in the video, and she was supposed to be the one that was squirting the ketchup, but she did such a bad job that it was like, just give me that, you film, I'll squirt the ketchup. And then I squirted it.
So people will always like see that video and they'll be like, that was a girl, you could have repopulated. And I want to be like, no, that's my friend's sister. No. Or be like, no, she was only like 10. Or, but I can't. I'm just like, I'm crazy. Deal with it.
And it's like, well, what if she's already
I
dead?
I can't explain like my situation there, like my reasoning behind it.
It break
so I'm just
illusion.
like, well, I killed her. She's already dead.
Jeez. But I remember that shot where you're pulling the bag up and then it cuts to her falling out. I was really proud of that.
Every time I see that, I'm like, look at this, guys. This is amazing editing. And I tell all my friends that, because I just love the way it looks.
Yeah, because it's such a tiny bag and then like a whole person comes out, but it looks somewhat normal.
It looks like it's conceivable that it might actually happen.
I like the part where the knife comes out and he has the evil smile and he's like, contrary to popular belief, blood is a good substitute for water. And then the whoa, like that noise plays.
I love the whole knife out of the pocket. That was awesome.
Shing. Yeah, that was amazing.
I love that.
But yeah, I'm trying to think. Were there any bloopers besides that and that? I remember there's a part after where I filmed myself cleaning the ketchup off your clothes. I was like, Damangus, get over here. You were like, what? And I said, I gotta clean you. I cleaned it off.
I remember that. You're not my mom!
Damangus' Guide to Working Out. Did we have any bloopers for that? I don't remember.
I don't think we did.
I wish we made more bloopers behind the scenes videos, because I can't remember.
I wish we did too. We're gonna have to do that. We're gonna have to make all those bloopers for the rest of them, just because that really brings back the memories of having made the film.
Oh, that reminds me. Damangus' Guide to Working Out, where that plot came from. One of our real-life friends, Gavin Stockel, he suggested a video he thought would be funny, where the video starts with this panning up shot of a guy working out, and he's just going, oh. And I said we could, because this was at a time, because we had done Damangus' Guide to...
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. We did Damangus' Guide to Food and then Hydration, and then we couldn't think of anything else for the apocalypse setting. I remember, was that the failed filming for Storage? I think that was.
Yeah. The third one we were trying to do Storage, but then we did it on a Wednesday, and it never got finished. And then we also tried Friends, I think, after. We did... Yeah, we tried Storage. That didn't work. Then we did... we finished...
I think then
we did the third one. Mm-hmm. And then we were going to have Friends be the fourth one. But then we never finished that one either.
Basically what happened was when we were coming with ideas, because we were like, what else would the last men alive need to do in the apocalypse? Like, we had to think of ideas, because obviously food, hydration, those are important. And then we were struggling to come with ideas after that. So we had Damangus' Guide to Storage, which was going to be the third one. Then we tried to film that didn't work. We have a rule to where we need to... Damangus... Every single one needs to be filmed on a Friday, and we need to eat pizza while doing it. Like, for some reason, that is always a rule. I don't know why.
Yeah, that was always... It's because on the one Wednesday, or the 2 Wednesdays that we tried to film, we got, like, part of it done, but not enough for us to ever want to go back and finish it.
Yeah, we would get exhausted and lose
But every
motivation.
Friday, we would get like the full video finished.
Yeah, we
And
would
then
always
we
get
would,
it done.
yeah, but like I thought it was hilarious because I was like, now that we have Damangus pizza, there's no going back. Friday, always Friday.
Yeah. It's how the first one was made. It's how the second one was made. It's definitely how the third one was made.
Of course.
I'm pretty sure it's how the Christmas and Halloween one were made. But
Yeah.
back to working out. I remember a lot of Damangus, I'm realizing, was very much improv because I'm pretty sure when we started filming, we were like, all right, they're going to work out. And then we figured out that they should be versus each other, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, we didn't have that planned. We were just like, we're going to start. Oh, then like, I think like towards... Okay, so what we did is that I was trying to get Phil to work out.
Mm-hmm.
And then after we filmed like the first scene, we were like, you know what, we should have this be a competition.
Yeah.
Like, let's have the next part be like pull-ups, and Damangus can't do it because he's more weight than Phil, and then Phil just does a bunch. And we'll just go back and forth with like different things that one of them is better at than the other.
Yeah.
And then like, I remember the treadmill. We had, everything was even, but we couldn't figure out what else we could do.
Mm-hmm.
And then we were like, let's just use the treadmill because Phil doesn't have legs.
Yeah, I mean, we chucked him on the treadmill.
Yeah. And then like after we got that footage, Maggie came in and was like, "Don't chuck my head. Don't chuck the head."
No, what happened
and I was
was
like,
the
I don't remember. You guys were like,
no,
"Don't
I remember.
do that."
The pug mask, the like inside the mouth, there was like the fake teeth, and they fell off. And
Oh,
Maggie
really?
Maggie
I
walked
don't
up to me and she
remember
said, "You and Dave have been messing up my pug mask." And I said, "No, we haven't." And then Damangus' guide to working out comes out, and then she sees it and she's like, "You guys freaking broke it! You destroyed the." By the way, here's a fun little behind the scenes thing you may not know. The scene where Damangus is running on the treadmill. The treadmill's not actually on. He's running in place.
I always forget that too.
Yeah, it's so well done, actually. Like, that's the one thing I'm really impressed by. What I did was, at the time, we couldn't get the treadmill to work when we were filming the parts where he was running. We didn't know how to turn it on. And then we needed it for the fill part, because it was
Yeah,
required.
because it had to be like, make them fall off. Didn't we just ask your mom?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
Like, to help us?
I said, how does this work? And then she turned it on. Then we filmed that part, and then we didn't want to refilm it. The other part, I don't know why. I think we tried to refilm it, but it wasn't as funny or something, or maybe it was too loud.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Something, but then I took the audio from the footage of Phil falling, and then I put it in that scene to give off the sound of the treadmill, so it sounded like you were actually on it.
That's how you did that?
Yeah, it was kind of like
that's cool.
It was kind of like in Crazy Carl, hunting for Pokemon Go. The shower was never on in that. I just added a shower sound effect.
Right.
Let's see. My favorite part of that whole thing is the very end where his arm comes out at you. I love that part.
I love that part. I love that part. My friends will just look at me and be like, "Why?" And I'll be like, "I don't know. I'm crazy. What do you expect?"
I also love the noise that it made.
Yeah, it makes no sense. I'm so glad we had somebody that could do that, and that I'm super proud of like the angle that we found to keep them out of shot.
Yeah, my brother was puppeteering Phil for the most part. Like, he was doing the part where he did the pull-ups and the part where the part where he appears behind him and that part where his hand comes out. That was all my brother. But we had to film it to where you could see the pug mask but not see my brother behind the pug mask, and we got a good angle of it.
Yeah, it was like really angle sensitive kind of filming.
I just realized how funny like some of these jokes in working out are. Like the part where you're like, "I don't care that you don't have arms. Lift the weight." I love that.
I know. I don't know why, but every time I see that, I'm like, that makes complete sense.
I remember at first, I still find this funny, even though from what I've seen, people don't find it funny. I like the part where you're like, "We're going to work out later, and you're going to be sweating." Like the deepened voice.
But
I like that.
You cut out sweating like a dog because that was supposed to be a joke.
Oh, what?
Then
I don't remember.
I remember
that.
I said sweating like a dog. Well, then I started laughing about it, but then you cut that out, and so I was like, whatever.
Wow, I don't remember
like
that.
if you go back and watch it, you'll see me when you say sweating and you cut it. My mouth is saying like a dog.
Hold on,
You
I
look at my
this.
mouth. I'm about to say like a dog.
Yeah, I can see it. I don't remember cutting that out. Huh.
It's whatever, man. But
Oh, that's a shame. We'll use
oh
that
well,
eventually.
maybe.
But then like I like the part where you do one push up and then you're immediately done. You're like, oh god, and you're like, oh Phil, beat that, and then it's just going up and down super fast. You're like, no fair. I always loved that joke. I love
No
the
fair.
way.
You're lightweight.
I always loved the voice you used for Damangus. It was very fitting for the character.
I know it was perfect for that moment.
So we mentioned earlier that Crazy Carl and Damangus, they were once on a channel called Kittle Skits. At some point, the Kittle Skits was created by myself and this person called the X Creeper. And at some point, I stopped hanging out with him for a bit, and then he decided to change the password and kick me out of Kittle Skits. I don't know why, but I was very agitated by that. And I was so upset about it that I downloaded all the Crazy Carl and Damangus videos to re-upload them to my channel, and I realized that this gave me an opportunity to fix small problems that always bugged me about all of them. Like for example,
Right.
I always hated in the credits of Crazy Carl how it says Crazy Carl portrayed by Slick. I always hated that, so I fixed that. I fixed all the credits. I don't think there was a lot of editing to Crazy Carl. I don't remember. I don't think so. But in Damangus...
No, but I remember
What?
a bunch of really big problems that I saw with working out specifically. Like when he's lifting on one side, then you film him lifting again, and then he switches back to the side that he was already working out like beforehand, and it bugged the crap out of me for forever.
Yeah.
But you finally fixed that when you switched it to the other channel. That got fixed, and so I was like, yes.
Wait, what part?
It's at like the very beginning. It might still be there. I have no idea. I haven't watched him in forever.
I don't remember.
But there's
I
a
don't know what you're talking
specific part where, like, the very beginning when I'm like working out, if you go to the point where I'm like, all right, switch sides, just keep track of which hand it's actually in. Like, it starts on my right side, but then later on it's my left hand, and I have no reason why it's in my left hand. Well, then I'm like, all right, now let me switch, and I put it in my right hand.
Yeah.
But I was like, that doesn't make sense. It was in my right hand from the beginning.
Yes, I did fix that.
Yeah, exactly. That drove me crazy in that episode for forever. I was like, I can't watch this part.
Anyway, at the end of is the Halloween one. Hold on, let me find it.
Oh, I remember that one.
First of all, there's the part where you're shooting the gun, but nothing is coming out of it. That always bothered me.
Right. Oh, then you put those like the actual editing in the bang, 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 bang. The bullets coming out, right?
There's like
I love that. I love that.
And then this part always bothered me. Like there's the part where you're shooting, and like it's cool whenever you see his hands drop because that was always cool. But then there's the part where his hands are just shaking like crazy. That always looked silly to me. So like shortened it to where you only see the shaking for like half a second and then his hands pull out.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that's hard to notice, but that's something I did change when re-uploading it. But
yeah,
anyway,
I did notice that.
For a while, I didn't have access to the Kittle Skits channel, and then I realized how to get back in, and changed the password and email. So now Kittle Skits channel is mine again, but I don't know what to do with it because pretty much all the good videos are no longer on that channel. So
yeah,
I mean, there's still the original Pennywise animated parody.
That was really funny. I loved watching that.
Yeah.
I tried to show it to like all my friends or like my parents and my family, and they were like, "We're not gonna watch that. We heard that was a terrible movie." And I'm like, guys, it's like literally the most ridiculous parody ever, and it's awesome.
It's really, I'm really proud of it. I remember it was gonna be longer, but I was lazy.
No.
Yeah. Want it back? No.
Want it back? No. I love that. I think I showed it to Zane, and he watched it because he'll watch whatever I tell him to. But
jeez. Zane's a good actor.
I'm a motivational person.
Oh
yeah, he kind of died every time we filmed anything with him, but he's still there, so that's great acting.
Yeah, I wish we would have filmed more so we could kill him more. So I'm looking through the Killskits channel here, looking to see which videos are good and which aren't. I don't like the first one, Spooky Closet. That always to me was just a dumb video. And then Bomb, which is horribly acted, which I privated for a reason, but X decided to make it public again. And I haven't private it yet. I might do that soon. And then I recently rewatched The Adventures of Super Steve. That video is really funny, actually. I rewatched it. It's so ridiculous.
Dude, I know.
Because this superhero comes out of a recycling can with an afro, blue clothes, and a red cape, and he's like, "Welcome to the Super Steve show with me, Super Steve." And he goes back in his recycling can with his afro getting stuck as he's going in. This guy comes over, knocks it over, and then he crawls out with his afro falling off. And then he goes out to fight crime. He sees a guy with a oh my god, I can hear it.
That was just...
And then there's a guy with a leprechaun shirt on and a blanket over his head that's like, "I'm gonna defeat you." And he says, "I will defeat you." Throw a banana, and throws it, and then he says, "Dude, it dies."
I still love How to File Your Taxes from the...
Oh, that's a good one.
Kiddo
I haven't
Skits.
watched it in a while. When we're done recording this, let's watch all the old ones. We'll get nostalgia.
Yeah, we're gonna have to watch all these when we're done.
The only video that I think we can all agree, this was private for a while when I made it public again, is Killskit members found dead. That video wasn't that good, but I remember at the time I was proud of it. I don't know why.
Yeah, I had friends that watched it and were like, "What is this garbage?" And I was like, I left. Like, that happened after I left that day.
I like new camera, but I mean the joke is really bad. At the end, it was horrible.
Oh yeah.
It really bothers me that he uploaded 2 Ratman videos. That always
Did he
bothers.
really?
Because Ratman interview.
Oh yeah, the shortened version and then Ratman. Oh, Ratman interview and Ratman.
Ratman interview. I'm the one who edited that, and then I guess X hated it, so we privated it. I made it public again, by the way, when I got back in. And then
Yeah, I can see it right here.
And then he uploaded Ratman. And then I remember I commented. I was like, the introduction where he's just talking about how horrible the original one was. It takes up like 2/3 of the video's length. Like, it takes up so much time. And then in the second one, he just cut all that out and then uploaded as a shortened version. I don't know why that's necessary. Like, that's just the same gosh darn video. But then there's Baxton Stabber, which, nice thumbnail, by the way. I have to applaud them on that. But that video was taken down for a reason. It's really bad.
Yeah. I saw that come up and I was like, I gotta watch that. And then I was like, no, it was garbage.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have watched that. That was a waste of time. It's a waste of like 2.5 minutes.
Well, that's the end of the podcast, folks. We hope you enjoyed it. We're sorry the ending was so abrupt. We had a bit of space issues on Mr. Dave TrippelDash's computer. But we will have a second part of this podcast coming out next week. So make sure to subscribe and stay tuned for that. So yeah, it's coming out soon.